Hey there everybody, this is the Gerbil, and we're going to unlock the Grand Inquisitor in this vid with Relic 5 Inquisitors. This is a challenging and I would argue not very enjoyable event overall. There are, I think, 7 tiers or battles you have to go through. All of them are kind of a rinse and repeat. There is some strategy tips here at the beginning. Do check them out, but it's the last line that's going to provide the most value, as in this case, phase 1, it suggests that you keep Luminary under days, which is just good advice for pretty much all of these, with a few exceptions, which I'll get to as we go through it. Now, starting out, in every phase, you have to first battle your way through the Grand Inquisitor by himself, and then you go up against a solo Jedi by themselves. And in the Inquisitor's case, tip number 1, let's go with leadership. Fifth Brother is probably not the best leader. I mean, he has the best leadership kit, I think, overall for this squad, but the Inquisitors are going to have to do substantial damage to get through the characters later, which means you need Second Sister leading them. With Fifth Brother, it's going to be almost impossible just to get past the Grand Inquisitor himself in the later phases. Now, I beat Luminary here on my first attempt. I don't think she was very hard. You just stack up a whole bunch of purges on her, use your abilities to keep speed down, ability block, daze, and you'll get right through her, no problem. So yeah, tip number 1 was better leader is probably Second Sister. Your mileage may vary, but I did put God mods on all of my Inquisitors starting in phase 2 because I got obliterated by Ezra. So I put my gas mods on Ninth Sister for durability. I put my Jedi Master Luke mods on Eighth Brother so that he has speed to do his AoE, not his AoE, but his specials and so forth. Here we go, real quick. Phase 2, it says keep blind on Ezra. That's going to come from Eighth Brother. So Eighth Brother's going to inflict blind, so that's why I put my fastest mods on him. Then I put extreme offense mods on Second Sister for damage. Seventh Sister, the healer, you want as much speed as humanly possible. And that right there is the opening you need in every single phase. Ideally, you want Fifth Brother to do his little AoE, put speed down on the Grand Inquisitor, followed by Seventh Sister, put ability block on the Grand Inquisitor, because again, if the Grand Inquisitor does his AoE ability block, you will be trapped under it until he slowly kills you all off. It's just kind of a nightmare death spiral that takes a while. So if you get the Mass Team ability block from the get-go from the Grand Inquisitor, just back out and start again. You want him to do a basic or something else first. You want maximum health and protection on the tank. You want maximum possible speed, like as fast as possible, on Eighth Brother and Seventh Sister. Fifth Brother, I don't know what you want with him. It's very conditional. But then on Second Sister, again, you definitely want as much offense, even though she's not going to hit worth a darn anyway. So this was, I think, my second or third. I think it was my second attempt. Took 2 attempts to beat Ezra. The first time I got through, and he just one-shotted Second Sister, and I was like, well, that's pretty much it, because nobody else is going to put out any damage. So yeah, leadership again. You want Second Sister leadership. You want the best mods possible on there. And then you want to read those little strategy tips in the beginning. You want to avoid any battle against Grand Inquisitor where he starts with the AoE ability block. All right, phase 3. This one is really, really challenging. You're going up against Kanan. Sorry, no, this one's not the one I thought. Sorry, this one's pretty easy. I think I beat this one the first time also. It says inflict healing immunity, and that is going to come from Eighth Brother. Also, it's his second special ability. You have to have stacks of Purge. Fortunately, I think you only need 1 stack of Purge. So once you get that stack of Purge, you just drop the healing immunity on Kanan so that he can't heal up, and then just try to hammer him down as much as you can. Save your specials though, so that you can land the healing immunity, then stun him and or take away his turn meter as much as you can so that he doesn't get an opportunity to heal. So like I had to stop and read these kits over and over and over again. There's a lot of unnecessary verbiage in them, and some of them are a little bit confusing. Yeah, so I just don't even know what to say really about this kit. Seventh Sister is pretty good. That foresight on everybody and that healing is really nice. And so see, that was Second Sister who applied the stun, which we got. So we got the healing immunity, we got the stun, but unfortunately the healing immunity wore off, which means this is just gonna take a while. All right, now we can put ability block back on him from Second Sister or Seventh Sister. These silly Borg designations make this really difficult. All right, we'll put some days out there, healing immunities on him again, speed down, offense down. I mean, really, these people spam debuffs, which is great. I think under Emperor Palpatine, there's some real potential here, but I don't know, maybe not, because they just don't do any damage. Cleansed up. All right. Speed down again, offense down, which doesn't matter. This phase is actually really easy. The trick is just lining things up. So there it is. 1 stack, consume, inflict healing immunity. So there we go. Got the healing immunity. Got some good hits. Now a nice big hit with the, well, biggest she can do. All right, followed by the ability block. All right, big hit from Second Sister, which only did 14, but we got a good assist. Then we got more buffs, debuffs, and then down, right? So you kind of have to line it up, right? Get the healing immunity on there, get the ability block on there, get Second Sister's first special, and go from there. Now this one, I think this is the one with Ahsoka. This phase is really interesting in that it's really hard. The trick here is that Ahsoka dispels the debuffs at the end of her turn, not the beginning, and that's modified for this event. So she will cleanse herself at the end of her turn, which means any buffs, debuffs you can land on her will stick at the start of her turn. So you can ability block her, you can get, you know, healing immunity on her, you can daze her, but they will of course cleanse at the end of the turn. Now this matters because, kind of similar to Kanan, and actually I'm going to speed this up for just a bit because this is rather grindy. You just want to keep kind of that same pattern going. Ability block, daze, Seventh Sister, Fifth Brother, and Ninth Sister can all remove Ahsoka's retribution, which you need to do. You need to stop her from counterattacking. But eventually you'll notice that Ahsoka starts to acquire stacks of focus. And I didn't see that in the instructions, and I don't know where they're coming from in the kit. I need to go back and read it. But when I pause here to take a look at what that's doing, I notice that focus is giving minus defense, minus health, minus offense, minus speed and tenacity, and it stacks to a maximum of 10. So eventually she has very little health, does very little offense, becomes much slower, and that's what you have to do. You basically have to stall this out until she gets 10 stacks of focus, so that she has minus 150 speed, which makes her very slow, so that you can get more turns in to do more damage, to apply more debuffs on her, get that healing immunity, get that daze and everything else on her, try to remove the turn meter as much as possible, so that, you know, she doesn't take any turns, because when she does turns, she'll heal, she'll cleanse, and you're back to square one. So when you can line it all up and you can get her health down as much as you can, and get especially the stacks of the damage over time, those stacks of damage over time, which we're going to see right here, we're going to trigger a bunch of them, they're going to go off at the start of her turn before she heals, and you can then kill her. All right, here we go. We're going to get it. Okay, any second now. So we got the speed down. Oh, well, I guess that's not the way I beat her, but I went back and played it a couple times, and that is how I beat her. So whatever. Bad gerbil. But that is how I beat her before. Just debuff her, get the damage over time from Ninth Sister, and then let her die at her own turn. All right, here we go. The next one against Yoda. This one is insanely hard. This is by far the hardest one. I thought that we could go in, I think it's Eighth Brother's leadership, who says when a Jedi gains foresight, they lose foresight and are inflicted with blind. And I thought that would be great. That's like the perfect one here. And CG said that you'll need to try different leaders for the different phases. And I found that that's nuts. It's actually not going to work. Because the modified Yoda kit here, he cannot gain debuffs except for Purge. So when you put the brother in there to give him Blind instead of Foresight, nothing happens. The only debuff you're going to land here against Yoda is Purge. And this battle, it took 12 attempts. I recorded all of them. I went back and counted. This is my 12th attempt against Yoda here. It just dragged on and on and on. You have to watch out for his AoEs. Yoda's AoEs are going to do the most damage, and he will slowly kill off the 2nd, 7th, and 8th brother, right? They're going to go down first. So you want to make sure you keep your own Foresight on. Try to time it before Yoda does the AoEs, which is going to be really hard, but you want to do that as much as you can. So you get Foresight up to protect from the AoEs. You use Second Sister to remove Yoda's turn meter. You cannot debuff him, but you can remove turn meter. You use 5th Brother's AoE, 9th Sister's middle first special, and then use 7th Sister's first special to perpetually cleanse off all those buffs from Yoda. It's really, really hard. Just the thing is, don't use those 3 characters' cleanse abilities back to back. If you oops and do that, you might as well start over again. You have to save them, because Yoda's going to be faster than you. He's going to take more turns than you. His cooldowns are going to reset. So like right there, see, he's got them all, and then cleanse right there. Thank you, 7th Sister. So you're going to want to try to spread them out. And like I said, use 2nd Sister to remove as much turn meter as you can. And you have to have that offense. If you don't have that offense, there's just almost no way you're going to land enough damage out there to kill Yoda. And this one round just like made me start feeling like I should quit the game. It was so frustrating because this was my 12th attempt against Yoda. I also had another 8 or 9 attempts against Grand Inquisitor where I just restarted because Grand Inquisitor opened with his mass ability block, and it's like, that's it. You're screwed. Start over. All right, so once you beat Yoda, though, it's pretty much downhill. This is easy from here on out. Of course, your mileage may vary. The next round, we're going against Maul. Suggests that you get healing immunity on Maul. We've already seen this. Healing immunity comes from 8th Brother's 2nd special. You only need to land 1 stack of Purge. Once you got that stack of Purge on him, it's good to go. So here we go. We can see we're starting now against Grand Inquisitor with 5 stacks of Purge on ourselves. And not having read Grand Inquisitor's kit clear enough, that does make a difference because it boosts his stats, I think, and gives him some speed and other stuff, which just makes it harder and harder. All right, so here we go. Maul. This one I beat first time. I had no troubles really with Maul. Again, you need insane amounts of health and protection on 9th Sister, because in a second Maul is going to do the whackety whackety whack whack whack, like taking 5 turns in a row. And if he defeats any characters, he instantly takes another turn, which of course helps to lower his cooldowns. So there it is, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So see, 6 turns. That's crazy stuff. But we got through it. All right, and see, we're just going to land all those debuffs. We got days, offense down, defense down, tenacity down. We got 3 purges on him already, speed down. Some good stuff here. We'll put some ability block on him. I mean, why not, right? Zippity zap, ability block. All right, and then, yep, right there. Healing immunity. Just what we needed. I love that little no leg movement slide backwards that they do in this game. So, yeah. 7th Sister got very close to dying right there, but that's okay. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that time. Wow, nice. Or I counted wrong. All right, healing immunity again, speed down. Man, look at that burning. It's getting scary because we got, damage over time for the victory. Well done, well done. All right, and if you're still with us, this is the final round. We're going against Kenobi. So there's a lot going on here. Basically, if he's inflicted with 10 or more debuffs, he's going to take a bonus turn and his cooldowns are reset. So you want to not over buff him. And then he does additional damage, I think 10% more damage for each buff on him. So you want to do your best to keep him not overly debuffed, which means you need to consume the stacks of Purge as often as you can, because you're going to land 1,000,000 stacks of Purge, then consume them, and all of the Inquisitors pretty much can consume stacks. Second Sister and 8th Brother are probably the best at that. Of course, also 9th Sister's first special will consume all stacks of Purge, so that's good, I guess. Yeah, so you want to consume all the stacks of Purge, stop him from taking bonus turns. You want to use your specials also to keep him, to remove his buffs as much as possible. And again, you need as much damage as possible because he's very tanky. So again, you're back to Second Sister for the lead. All right, there's not much other strategy to that, so I'm just gonna let this play out, let you enjoy, and you'll see like that. One hit, down goes Seven Sister, but we're still gonna win. So anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you want. I'm gonna gear up the Grand Inquisitor and see what kind of madness we can achieve with him over time. So I'll catch you all later. Take care again, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.